So today we have a special guest with us, the fearless Sonal Gyani, who accepted the fact of being bisexual positively. She confidently changed the opinion of many people, including her family members, about the LGBTQ community. She has given a great contribution to support this community and has also worked for their welfare. She believes and inspires women to be independent and fight for their rights bravely. On behalf of the entire symposium team, ma'am, I welcome you for this interview.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be
Um,
here.
yes, ma'am. So now the entire process, what you had gone through in these years, how will you suggest, like how can you cope up with the mental illness you face during this tough time? And is it helpful to consult a counselor?
Hmm. Right. Okay. So first of all, I mean, because for a lot of people, they don't know about the LGBTQ community enough. I want to clarify so that this, question is not misunderstood. That homosexuality is not a mental health illness. It is something natural. It's sexuality comes naturally to you. However, because there is a lack of acceptance when it comes to your sexuality, especially because it's different from most of your peers, there is a chance of discrimination, right? And this discrimination
Yeah.
is what leads to mental health issues. And what kind of mental health issues does it lead to? So the first one is mostly like for a lot of people, they experience fear and anxiety around their sexuality. They feel that they need to hide this because otherwise people will judge them or people will not accept them for who they are. And when the anxiety and fear is considerably large, it can heavily lead to even severe mental health illnesses like severe depression. It could trigger off bipolarity. It could trigger off suicidal ideation. And this is why it's very important that that we talk about the subject more openly in a more accepting and positive way. And so for myself personally, because this question is asked to me, actually when I was coming out, I did not have any support system. My
Okay.
support system was myself, right? I didn't know anybody who was queer. And in fact, for the longest time, when I was coming to terms with it, I even feared typing like GAY into the Google search. I was that like scared because I was like, if I write this, somebody finds out, and like what does it mean to be searching, what will come up and all of that. So something as basic as just keying it in and being like, okay, this is what I need to be finding out more about. It can be very anxiety inducing process. And unfortunately for me, before I could even find out enough information about what it means to be queer and why am I this way, I was outed without my consent. Like my classmates were very curious about sexuality in general, and they decided that I mean, they thought it was a matter of fun and like it's a curiosity everybody has, and so let's just discuss it. But it led to me feeling like publicly humiliated and shamed in the way that it happened, because I felt like I was kind of scapegoated and made an example of, and and frankly, I was not ready to be out. So yeah, so in my case, like at that time when these things happened, I did not have any counselor. I was in college. I didn't know about counseling, and frankly, I thought that counseling means a pagal ho, you've gone totally mad, and mad people
Yeah.
like need counseling. And so although I had heard about therapy, I never accessed it. And I thought that maybe if I go to my workplace, situation would be different. But when I faced homophobia again there, it kind of really killed my confidence and my self-esteem. And I was very severely depressed. So this is when I felt the need to seriously, take in mental health therapy. Sometimes elders, even if your grandmother is accepting, even if your whole family is not accepting, your grandmother is accepting, it can really, turn your life around. I have seen some people when their relationships have not worked out, they will, look at building their self-esteem. They will practice like mindfulness. They will practice working on things that they are not maybe fully confident about. Working on their body, working on their career. So there are different people using different methods to cope.
Uh, Great, ma'am. So, ma'am, was there any kind of resistance from your family or relatives?
So actually, when I came out during my college days, I came out to my mother because I was very depressed and was losing a lot of weight and all of that, and I was very suicidal. And when I was in the middle of all this ideation, one of my friends told me that, like, why don't you talk to your mother about it? And I spoke to my mother about it, and but I was coming out to her with attractions towards both men and women because I'm bisexual. And she frankly felt that, maybe this is a phase and I should go to a counselor and I'll get to know better. And, I was in a small town called Vasco. Uh,
Yeah.
Counseling is kind of unheard of really over there. So, I mean, I thought that, okay, whenever it is, we'll take it to therapy. But I wanted to move to Bombay and figure it out. My mom finally accepted me completely, fully. I think it took her some time, like 2, 3 years, because she realized it's not a phase, it's very much like real. I think my strongest support system have been my siblings, my brother and sister. My sister, I mean, initially when I spoke to her when we were much younger, that okay, I'm a crushing on this girl. So she said, yeah, and I said that, I think I might probably be homosexual. And she was like, yeah, but like, even I find girls attractive. I think like, she dresses so well and all of that. And I think like, but like eventually, I think like my sister and my brother, both of them have been very strong support systems. I think when it came to my father, again, he was very supportive. But I think initially, for him, when he heard of my first relationship, it was a difficult. I mean, he was comfortable with me and my idea of sexuality, but getting another person into the picture, it took him some time. But eventually, when he met my partners, he has been very, very supportive. So I mean, like touch wood, I would say, like my parents and my family have been very supportive, but it has taken like some 10, 12 years before, they have reached here. And this has been through multiple conversations. They've heard me on public forums and slowly, slowly, I've seen the movement in India. They have changed over time. I am thankful that I didn't have like very strong, volatile reactions from my families or relatives. They were largely, supportive, conversational. So that was good. When it comes to my extended family, they have mainly got to know about my sexuality through the media. So either through newspapers or by me being on a television show or being very public and in the media on news debates. So that's how they know about my sexuality. Um, and they have been very supportive. So they have been writing to me. A few of them have written to me through Facebook and things in support. So I think largely I've been blessed to have a family, who is not against me or is largely supportive.
Ma'am, as it's been an era where technology plays a really important role, so has technology or social media made it easy to communicate with people about LGBTQ rights?
I then definitely, when I was coming out, like I said, like first of all, I was so scared to write GAY, but like when I finally did write LGBT, it was so difficult to find anything. You know, everything that would come was something related with pornography or like, uh, basically negative reports around suicides and things like that. Really, nothing about a support system. And when it comes to like gender dysphoria, meaning like about if people are, experiencing, discomfort with their body, there was just no information, absolutely no information. But now, if you go onto Instagram or social media, you find LGBTQ icons. You will find people who are out, and a lot of people who like especially for non-binary people, a lot of people you will be able to find. You will be writing about surgery, who will be writing about being out. Like I was able to put up a YouTube video saying that how can you come out to your family. So that is one that of course information is easily available. And also, क्या हुआ है कि फेसबुक allows you to create secret groups, okay, and this has helped tremendously. क्योंकि क्या होता है कि when you are coming out, right, initially you will not feel confident about your sexuality. It takes some time. So if you ask people to come for a, like say, a group meeting, people are not comfortable. They are not fully comfortable with their sexuality. But an online space allows them to come into like into a space, not physically, but get a sense of the community. So I have found like a lot of people, they first come online, they might hang out in those spaces for 2, 3 years, and then like actually know people. Junko mein, online I know them for 3, 4 years, and
Yeah.
3, 4 साल बाद I will meet them at an event. And so online spaces like that, they have allowed community building. Other thing is कि क्या क्या होता है कि काफी लोगों, they are from small towns, okay, तो जैसे कोई बूंदी से है, and बूंदी doesn't necessarily have like a strong LGBTQ, support group.
Hmm.
Or,
Yeah.
if I'm a woman, like a lesbian woman, finding the women group is very difficult. You might find gay men, but finding women is very difficult. Okay. So for people जिनके cities or towns में groups नहीं है, at least they get a chance to be online, and
Yeah.
like when it comes to me, like, I'm very out on my Instagram, right? So I'm not even kidding you. I get a minimum of like 2 or 3 messages, from women, like every day, who are from, smaller towns, and women as well as gay men. But a lot of them have not heard of the groups. मतलब उनके town में there will be a group which has been out for a very long time, and but the people would not have heard about it. So still accessing information is a bit difficult, but because we are online, we are able to also connect each other. So community building has become much easier when it comes to online. And I also think that allies our allies are able to be very much out. Like, I'm able to have this conversation with you where we are able to talk to allies, right? And when it comes to things like being careful about the pronouns of a person, and what it means to be lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, I find that even allies are able to give platforms where we are able to reach out and talk about the subject. Nahi to kya hota hai that you are mostly like it's just you're talking in your group, it's a ghetto, right? Like, if I am lesbian, I'm talking to lesbian people, like, usse kya farak pad gaya, no? It's not, society is not changing. But what happens with this is there is a chance for interaction, with people. Other thing I've noticed, like, I have a very strong belief in young people, because I know when I was younger, what all support and what all things changed because I had a support system. So I really feel like it has been easier to interact with the younger generation who are going to be the future, right? So they are so much more well read, about these issues, and they are so much more interested in gender equality. They are interested in political issues. It makes me very hopeful, and yeah, of course, social media has been has matlab, the landscape is completely different. 10 years back, there when there was hardly anything, but now almost every city, there are queer people who are online and who are connected to support spaces, so that's like a big difference. You are able to access to information, access to support has become much more.
Oh, ma'am, you've gone through so much. So, what is your ultimate aim after doing so much?
So okay, thank you for saying that I've done much. It's very it means a lot to me, to be acknowledged that a lot of work has happened. I feel that there's much more when it comes to me personally to give. For me, what I look forward to, mainly is personal growth, because I feel that how I am changing as a person, it affects my politics and it affects the way that I'm working with people. So I constantly look at, personal growth. I very strongly believe that, like, um, don't preach what you have not gone through yourself, right?
Yeah.
So that's like really important for me, which is why like mental health counseling and therapy is very important for me, because it helps me arrive at a lot of answers. So for me, going forward, I look at personal growth, and I look at understanding movements and understanding people who've been come before me, their processes, and mapping out what this movement looks like ahead. But if it comes to like working with in collectives, that's me personally. But when it comes to working in activist or collective spaces, what I am looking forward to is more legal changes, more social changes when it comes to acceptance of LGBTQ people. And besides that, I am hoping to see a change in the way people and communities operate as well. Like, I mean, I find that right now in the current environment, very few people are actually able to listen to each other, which is why we are finding that in every walk of life, there's a lot of polarization, whether it be politics or whether it be opinions, whether it be anything, relationships, people are taking very strong polarized positions, and we are not able to like really listen to each other. And I hope, with time this changes, and we become more empathetic, we are able to listen to each other. I think that that will go a long way when it comes to mental health. And yeah, those are the things that I'm looking forward to.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.